Okay. So hi everyone, I'm Kimberly. Hi. I just woke up. It's a Sunday morning. Everything looks beautiful outside and I'm here just like waking up, and I want to record this real quick because it's Sunday. I'm gonna go out later. So anyways, I hope everyone is having a good time, and today I've been thinking about what to shoot lately because as like the video that I showed you guys a few weeks ago, I actually don't know what to update anymore. But as long as this is only for me to record and only for some of the people that actually do care about me, I think I can just record anything I want. So today I want to share with you guys about therapy. So therapy sessions that I've been taking part of as my advantage in my company. So I didn't take therapy lessons before moving here, but I feel that therapy is actually such a popular thing here. So that's why I'm thinking of, hey, maybe I should also register for it and then see how it goes with me. And I actually figure out it's a really great service, and also it benefits a lot because of me moving to a new place, having so many changes in my life. I feel that having this kind of like counseling service on time is actually a very good thing for me to pause and think about what kinds of emotions I am right now at this stage. So anyway, I feel that therapy is actually very helpful for nowadays life, and it will help you adjust yourself to the best mode that you can, hopefully. And actually, before therapy lessons, I have never thought about emotions in the way that I am thinking about right now, like mindfulness, emotions, mental health. That's not what I would usually think about. But I think after having the lessons, it actually do make me contemplate a bit about these kinds of topics. So I'd like to just share with you guys some of the terms that I learned. I think it's super helpful. This is my trench coat, by the way. It looks very messy. So the first thing is thinking traps. So thinking traps is actually just false or inaccurate thoughts that we think are true and make us upset. So this often happens when you overthink. So thinking traps, I'm not a therapist, so maybe my definition is wrong, but to my own definition, it's kind of like overthinking. You are lost in thinking traps because you feel that, for instance, that's what you are mind reading people in a wrong way. So sometimes thoughts are not accurate and people just consider they are. So that's why they fall into thinking traps. And thinking traps have many different situations, and the worst one or the most common one would be catastrophizing. Catastrophizing. So catastrophizing is to take a step, is just to think about like bad things will happen in the future. So I think this happens a lot to people. For instance, if you are in a very stressful environment, and then like you would overthink what people have been feeling about you, and then you would always think that bad things would happen, even though it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen in a high possibility, but you always think in a very negative way. So at that point, your thoughts are like dominating you in a bad way, and that's kind of like a thinking trap that you have been falling into. So this happens a lot to to my environment, and sometimes to myself as well, because I often think that, I did this one thing wrong and it means like the whole world is going to fall apart. I always think that, because of this like small piece that I've made, all the bigger pieces are just like nothing to anyone else because of the small mistake. But I shouldn't think in that way. So instead, what I should think about is actually just to challenge my thought, because as her said, thought is not really accurate. So to challenge my thought, what I can do is evidence for the negative part and evidence against the negative part. So for instance, like when you think that, oh, bad things is gonna happen, you try to think about the evidence for the bad things that's gonna happen. Maybe you can say, let's say, like I'm gonna hold a party. Let's say I'm gonna hold a party, and there should be 50 people, and because of a typhoon, let's say, and I thought that, oh, many people would not come. This party would be a total disaster. So evidence for this is typhoon is coming. ABC say that they're not coming, things like that. But evidence against can say, oh, the participant rate is usually more than 80%. Should be fine. People actually love my party before in history, and I feel that people can still overcome the typhoon situation and come in the end. So evidence for and evidence against. After you think through it in a logical way, you can sort of get rid of the thinking trap that you have, and to think in not only just one-sided way, but two-sided, both negative and positive way, to really understand where you are right now. And another thing that I think is super helpful is to understand, to do a daily check-in and to understand if you are in the present. So we always want people to live in the present, but sometimes either the future event, like worry about the future, or the past event, like being sad about the past, will interfere your present moment, and you would often worry about the past or the future instead of the present, like stay in the present. So what you really need to do is just to make sure that you're in the present moment and to enjoy your life. So there are a way to do that, which is 3-point check. So whenever you are feeling frustrated, or whenever you are feeling that, hey, what am I doing right now? Just do 3 things. So these 3 things is think, feel, do. So what am I thinking right now? What am I feeling right now? What am I doing right now? So for instance, let's make me as an example. So 3-point check. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of my life is just so, there are so many things I need to do with my life, and like either life, work, relationship, so many things I need to deal with, and I'm still in the process, don't know like which direction that I'm going for. So I'm a little bit not sure what to do for my next step. So that's what I'm thinking. So what I'm doing is, what I'm feeling is, for instance, I feel very confused. I feel not very confused. I feel happy, excited, feeling good to be young, but at the same time feeling a bit worried about my future in terms of work, life, relationship. And what am I doing? So I'm taking this chance to talk with you guys in my video. So these 3-point check make me feel present, because it makes me understand what's my emotion, what my emotion is right now, and also understand to become present and to feel that after this 3-point check, and to feel that, okay, so what are the things that actually should be worrying in the past, or what are the things that should be worrying, sorry, it's a little bit noisy, what are the things that should be worrying in the future? So let's say I don't know what I'm gonna do in the future, I don't know about my relationship, work life, things like that. Those are things in the future. So it means that you are not in the present moment. You worry too much about the future. And what you should do is just to focus in the present tense and just not to worry that much. So by doing so, you can see that I'm actually trying to segment my worries into 3 different stages, and try to just worry about the stages in the present moment. I know that doesn't really make sense for people to think in the long term, but it actually you need to plan in two different ways. So if you're planning in the long term, you are thinking in your left brain, which is good in a logical sense, but when you're going to your right brain, which means that it's a more emotional brain, what you need to do is just to think in the present and to make sure that what you're doing in the present is actually in the right direction to the future, and only worry about the present moment, or else you'll just be worrying too much about the past or about the present, right? Regretting the past and worrying about the future. So that's what I basically have learned in the past few weeks about therapy. I think I'm not sure, like, because of this therapy counseling services that I've been taking on makes me feel more conscious about my emotions, or it's just that recently it fluctuates more. I don't know, but I feel that this service actually makes me understand psychology in a different way, which I think is a cool thing to learn from. So I'm not really applying to this in my real life, but I just feel that it's super cool to share with you guys, and maybe I should apply more, and maybe you can also learn from it. Okay, that's it. See ya.